You know what I thought of? I go to the movies every week, so I have to tell you guys what I think. I am back to do another movie review. The movie that I just recently went to go see. If you love action, then this is a movie that you need to see. It is so good, you guys. I'm telling you. Back to do another movie review. Now, as you see, I changed a couple of things, and as you see in my intro, I've changed a couple things too. I've been talking about movies for so long. In the last 2-3 years, I've been putting it on Instagram, and I finally decided to do this YouTube channel. So you have to bear with me while I try to figure out what's the best thing for me, the best environment, the best background, music. So just bear with me as I try to figure all this out. I want to give a shout out to my son for using his music. I do appreciate that. Please check him out on YouTube at BlockBoy Rob. Now, we're just going to hop right into these movies. And you know what? I'm going to keep doing it my way. And my way is just to talk about the movies. I don't want to go into the Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. I just want to talk about the movie. And I also just want to talk about the actors and directors. So let's hop right into it. The movie I went to go see over the weekend is The Eyes of Tammy Faye Bakker. Now, if you're like me, I've always wanted to know who is this woman behind this makeup on TV. The only thing I remember about her is seeing her cry on TV. I mean, that is as transparent as you can get. And then I also remember Jim Bakker. They were making so much fun of him on SNL and everything because he was crying on TV. But you know, after seeing this movie, these people were just being transparent. These people were just showing how vulnerable and humble they are for the mistakes that they have made. Now, they were one of the first ones to start the TV evangelist show. I definitely give this movie a 9. Now, I would jump into the reasons why I give this movie such a high score. Well, you first meet Tammy Faye when she's a little girl growing up in South Carolina, and you start to wonder that she's special, that no matter her circumstances, she wasn't allowed to go into the church because she was an illegitimate child. So her mom always told her that she was a mistake, that she was an abomination. But you know what? She knew in her heart that God had his hand on her, and I do believe that she was right. Now, when she goes over to Bible school, that's where she meets Jim Bakker. And a lot of people always had something to say about her because she was so fun and she was out there and always playing around and joking. And in Bible school, you're supposed to be dead serious. You're supposed to keep your mind on God and nothing else. And I agree with that to a certain extent. But when you get it to the place where you're unhappy, then there's really no purpose of even being into God. God is about love, kindness, joy, and happiness. And if you don't have that, there's really no reason. And that's how I feel too right now. Now, when she meets Jim Bakker, it's just like meeting her match. She met the person that she can connect with. They are both have this childlike spirit with God, and they both love God. And she was fun, and she was energetic, and she was also a little eccentric and different. And he was a little eccentric and different, and together they were perfect. They leave Bible school and then they go out on the road. And you know, they've always said God does not want us poor. And if you read inside the Bible, he really doesn't. He wants us to prosper. But of course, prosper in the right way. So they get on the road, and the first thing they started with is puppets. Because if you have a childlike spirit, you're going to do childlike things. So with the puppets, they were able to get the kids involved. And once the kids were involved, then they were able to get the parents involved. Jim Bakker was such a smooth, charismatic type of man. He was able to talk to anybody. He was able to sell anything. And it's just some people that got it. It's called the gift of gab. People have a way of saying certain words that just pull you in. And that's what he did. Now, was he good with money? You see very early in the movie that he's not good with money. So even when they didn't have a lot of it, he didn't know how to spend it. He didn't know how to manage the money. And then you have her, she is just about fun. So she doesn't know how to manage the money either. And this is before they even have money. So as time goes on, you will see what happens. So we go more into the movie. And I want to talk about real quick the actors in this movie. You have Jessica Chastain. She played in so many different movies. And of course, one of them is like Molly's Game, but her breakout performance is in The Help. And she just really turns into Tammy Faye Bakker. I mean, with the makeup, with everything that she was doing, she just really made you believe in her. You believe that this woman was Tammy Faye Bakker. And she is a wonderful actress playing her. Tammy Faye was just a wonderful woman that's misunderstood. And I think a lot of times that happens with all of us. Sometimes we are just misunderstood. So when we go into Jim Bakker, who's played by Andrew Garfield, he's played in so many movies. His main movies we know him from is being Spider-Man, and then his breakout performance in Hacksaw Ridge. And he was also a religious man. So together with them two as a star, Jim and Tammy Faye, you really believe that this is who they are. The thing that I liked about the movie is that they had it look exactly how it did in the tabloids. Like when they also did interviews on television, they mimicked everything perfectly. So you really think you're there. It actually takes you back in the time to see them doing all these things. And it just really brings you there. There is another actor that is one of my favorites. His name is Vincent D'Onofrio. And I've been watching him since Law and Order. He is amazing. He is also in Full Metal Jacket. And he's done so many movies. And also, you know, Death Wish with Bruce Willis, which is one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites if you guys haven't noticed. But he is just really good in this movie also as a reverend that actually in the end takes him down. Now, as time goes on, they build this evangelist show called PTL, which means Praise the Lord. And what they did, they got people to donate money. It was more of like a telethon. Back in the day, they used to have a way. They didn't do the web, you know, the web with credit card. You used to actually call over the phone and give your money. You would give your credit card number or you would give your checking account number. And then that is like a pledge. And then the money will be taken out of your account. Now, as time goes on, they continuously are taking money and they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but everything that comes up must come down. He starts making commitments and he can't fulfill those commitments, and then after that, it's just all bad news. And then also, when you don't pay the IRS their money, oh, they're coming after you. You could pretty much guarantee it's over for you. You are throughable. So they have the FCC come in, and it just goes downhill from there. Tammy Faye still stuck by her man. She still stuck by him and wanted to show everybody that God forgave him and she will forgive him too. He does also get in trouble for having a sexual relationship with one of the secretaries, Jessica Hahn. Now with her, that was really, really horrible. But you know what? She had a little indiscretion and she went publicly on TV to talk about it. So that's why you would see them crying on TV. You would see her with her makeup smeared. And the reason why they not want to hide anything from their friends. They wanted to tell everything on television. And we know now, like with reality shows, you tell everything on television, it's going to come back and bite you. So they ended up getting in trouble. He ended up getting indicted on 45 counts of phone and wire fraud. He's sentenced to jail for 45 years. She does divorce him in 1998, and then tragically she passes away of cancer in 2007. Now, I love this movie because it really talked about how their intentions were not to take advantage of people. Their intention was just to tell people about God, but in an unorthodox type of way. They were kind of radical type of preaching that people sometimes don't believe in, whether it be Baptist church or other type of religions. Sometimes they don't believe in different ways that you can bring people to God. First thing that they have to learn, just as we have to learn, is you can't believe what everyone says, but you do have to believe what they do. You have to watch what they do. So with that being said, I'll see you next time.